Hello everybody, how you doing? Back again. Just wanted to make a quick little update video just about how my ears are getting on, because they've been a little bit up and down recently, as I've mentioned in the last few videos. So I thought I'd just give a quick little update just to let you know how things are getting on. So everything was settling down quite nicely for a little while. I had this ear was the one that kind of the skin sort of peeled off the inside at one point. It was very bizarre. And obviously this ear I had empty for a while because I just stretched the conch. Everything was returning back to normal quite nicely. And then a few days ago here in England we had, or at least this part of England, we had another real cold snap. I had to cycle to work in real freezing cold conditions, and so yeah, my ears did not like that at all. Surprise, surprise. And I'm pretty certain now, because I know previously I'd mentioned I wasn't entirely certain exactly what was causing the issues, like the issues I had with this ear. But yeah, I'm pretty certain now it is the cold weather, just because as soon as this cold weather came back, my ears are very irritated again. They're not too bad, nothing too terrible has happened. But yeah, this one ear has had a very small little cut somewhere around here on the inside, and yeah, it's I don't think it's anything to worry about too much right now. I haven't removed the jewellery or anything like that, and it seems to be healing up quite nicely anyway. So I'm keeping a very close eye on it, and fingers crossed it will be completely fine. I'll just have to keep an eye on it. Gwen's doing something weird now. I'll have to keep an eye on it just to make sure it does settle down quite nicely. This ear, it's a little bit tender and a little bit, particularly around the bottom here for whatever reason, it's a little bit tender. And it was kind of a little bit puffy yesterday, but that seems to have settled down now, which I'm quite pleased about as well, obviously. And basically, it seems to be okay. Again, touch wood. So this was the one that had the real problems in the last load of cold weather. What I am hoping is that, fingers crossed, I'll just get away with it this time. I'm obviously going to keep real close eye on it and whatnot. But it's got me thinking about exactly what I want to do going forwards with this cold weather. Because apparently we've potentially got another couple of real cold bits coming up. I believe even tonight we might well actually even have some snow around my area. So obviously that would be pretty damn chilly cycling to work. Though as someone mentioned in the previous videos about trying what do you call them? Little earlobe mitten things, whatever they're called. And I definitely do plan on buying some of them at some point. Ear mittens, whatever they're called. I definitely do plan on buying some of those at some point. But as it stands right now, when I'm cycling to work in the morning, I don't wear the jewellery. So I wouldn't actually be able to... So there wouldn't be anything there for the mittens to sort of sit around. And I actually kind of wonder if that is almost part of the problem as well, actually cycling to work without anything in. Because obviously when I'm cycling along, when I'm buzzing along, the wind is just blowing straight through the empty holes. And I actually wonder if that's making them more cold than they would be if I actually had like a solid plug-in, for example. Because obviously the cold weather or the wind can only really blow around the outside when I've actually got some jewellery in. So it's entirely possible that is something to actually do with it. So I'm kind of half tempted to do little experiments just to see if wearing the jewellery on the way to work actually does make much of a difference. But I've also been kind of trying to think what other little things I could try and do just to help. And one of the things that I think would likely help the most would probably be simply when I have them out, take them out and flipping them up over my ears. Then at least they're not dangling down and the wind isn't blowing through them too much. And I've also been considering potentially getting something like a balaclava or something. Either that or perhaps some sort of over the head earmuff type thing, some sort of fluffy warm thing or something. Something then I could actually tuck the earlobes up inside them. And actually, hopefully, that would keep them a little bit warmer and keep the elements away a little bit. And so yeah, I might well give something like that a go. But this year I've certainly had more problems with the cold than I've had previously. It's yeah, it's been a bit of a pain, but fingers crossed if I can learn a little bit from it, it's something I can take forwards into future years. Especially if I buy something like a balaclava, and if it does help, that would be ideal really, because then I can just obviously use it again next year, or later in the year when it gets a bit chillier, for example. So yeah, I think I'll run a couple of little experiments. I'll pick up a couple of bits and bobs and I'll see exactly what works and what doesn't, and what has any real effect on it. As it stands, I feel like I've definitely gotten away lucky and that I haven't got any real issues at the moment. So this one is still at 74. I've actually got a larger piece of jewellery around. I might just grab it and just to pop it in, see if it works. Yep, there we go. In focus. Yep. Because I don't know exactly how well you can see it, but there is certainly a nice little gap there now. So I figure it can't hurt just to try out and see if this will actually fit in. This is my other 76 one, same as this size. So can't guarantee how well this is going to go, but I've been back at 74 for a little while now. And just try this. It'll either work or it won't. Oh, it was very, very close. I'm not going to leave that in. That is very tight. But it is certainly loosening up quite quickly. There's the ear, obviously. It is certainly loosening up quite quickly. So, yeah, I'll put that back in. I'm really pleased with that, and I'm certain it won't be much longer at all before I'm back at this size. So yeah, pretty pleased about that. And like I say, provided this tiny little cut doesn't get any worse and continues to improve, in fact, then yeah, I'm pretty certain be back at this size in no time. Hello, Gwen. Gwen's come to say hello. So yeah, other than the lobe news, my conchas, this was the one I recently stretched, and it's been acting up a little bit for the last day or so. I think the only thing that's happened, I think I must have slept on it funny or something like that. That's the only thing I can think. I haven't, at least while I've been awake, I haven't bashed it or knocked it or anything like that. So I think that's all that's happened. And because it's still in the process of fully settling down from the last stretch, it's still a little bit more fragile than this here. So I reckon all I've done is just probably laid on it or rolled on it when I was asleep or something like that. I'm not too concerned about it at all. This is, like I said, I've been through all of this 100 times now with my conchas. So I'm certain within a day or two it'll be right back to where it was again, and then it can continue to just settle in nicely. Oh yeah, fingers crossed, everything just continues to settle down a little bit from here. Just have to see what happens with this real bit of cold weather we've got coming up. Touch wood, it won't be anything awful, we'll see. So yeah, that's all the actual news as far as the actual piercings and stuff go. I've been trying to think a little bit about posting videos like this on the channel, because I've kind of unintentionally almost developed two slightly different styles of videos. Like this video is very much a now immediate sort of video. Like how can I explain it? Like I'm talking about what's actually happening now, if that makes sense. Whereas other videos that I have recorded and will hopefully upload in time, they aren't so time dependent or relevant to a specific moment in this little journey. So I'm trying to think exactly how I want to actually upload them, in what sort of order and stuff like that. Because I've got, I want to say maybe another 4 videos ready to be uploaded, but none of them fall into this sort of time dependent category as such. But at the same time, I don't want to upload too many videos too quickly. I'd like to leave at least a good week or so, week and a half between the majority of the uploads. But with that being said, if I were to say wait a week and a half before uploading this video, then that would then push everything else gradually further and further back. And I also kind of don't like the idea of that. So I'm going to have to think exactly how I'm going to play this. And I'll experiment about a little bit and see what I think works best for me. Because I don't want there to be, like I say, a massive flood of videos all at once. But on the flip side of that, I don't want there to, like some of the videos now, potentially end up months down the line or something. If I have lots of these little sort of mod updates or little follow along progress type updates. If I have several of those happen all at once, I don't want to end up pushing everything else way down the line, if that makes sense. So yeah, gonna have to have a little bit of a think about exactly how I'm gonna play this going forwards. But yeah, I've still got plenty of content to come. I'm not planning on going anywhere anytime soon, as I keep saying. And yeah, that's about it for the time being, I think. I'm actually going to sit here and record another couple of videos now, I think. I've got a couple of things I'd like to get recorded and have ready in the pipeline to post. So yeah, I will get on with that now. Hopefully you found this a little bit interesting, and hopefully I'll get some more content up for you very soon. So, ta-ra for now, and yeah, see you next video.